There's not a lot of Hogwarts in this movie. This one's different. So Harry, Ron, and Hermione are all at home preparing for war. The Ministry of Magic has a new guy in charge, and he's trying to keep people calm, but the situation overall is pretty bad. Voldemort, aka Valdi the Baldy, is back, Dumbledore is dead, and Hogwarts has been captured. Not good. The good guys gotta do something. Snape goes to Hogwarts and Valdi the Baldy is having a meeting there. Everything is super dark, and I figure it's just gonna be that way a lot in this movie. So Valdi the Baldy and the Death Eaters are talking about their main concern, that being where the heck is Harry Potter and how do we get him? Snape reports that the Order of the Phoenix is going to move Harry to a safe house. Valdi tells everyone that he needs a wand since his wand and Harry's wand were made from the same material and they can't actually hurt each other. So he takes Lucius Malfoy's wand and he's like, cool, this is mine now. Also, there's this creepy element in the scene where a lady has been beat up and is just floating above everybody. It's really creepy. Her name is Charity Burbage, and she taught Muggle studies at Hogwarts. But all the bad guys hate Muggles, and they think they're subhuman. So Valdi makes fun of Charity Burbage. She begs Snape for help, but he doesn't do anything, so Valdi kills her and feeds her to his snake Nagini. Yikes. Harry moves to the safe house and a lot of people meet him there. Remember Fleur Delacour from the 4th movie? She's with Bill Weasley, Ron's oldest brother, and they're going to get married. Ron, Hermione, Hagrid, and the Order of the Phoenix are there. Mad-Eye Moody is there too, the real one, not the fake one from the 4th movie. And he says the plan is that everyone in the group is going to take polyjuice potions so they all look like Harry Potter for a little while. That way, since the Death Eaters are definitely going to attack them while they move Harry Potter, they won't know which is the real one. Also, there's this one guy in the group named Mundungus Fletcher that we haven't met before, and Mad-Eye Moody wants to keep an eye on him. The real Harry Potter is with Hagrid in a flying motorcycle and sidecar. They all start flying through the sky and they get attacked like right away. Harry says we have to help the others, but Hagrid says no can do, the mission is to get you to safety. There's a big chase through the sky and on the highway. At one point, Harry's owl Hedwig blocks an Avada Kedavra spell from a Death Eater and she dies. Oh no! Valdi the Baldy finds the real Harry with Hagrid and he attacks, but Harry ends up doing that same wand lightning beam thing that happened in the 4th movie where his wand and Valdi the Baldy's wand get connected, so Harry fends him off for now. I guess Valdi found Harry because the owl was with him. Now I'm sad because they killed the owl. Valdi the Baldy needs to get got. Hagrid and the real Harry get to the Weasley's house and Harry reunites with Ginny, so that's cool, but it turns out there was a traitor, so Lupin interrogates real Harry to prove that it's actually him, and when the others arrive, everyone starts interrogating each other to make sure they're on the up and up. Apparently Mundungus Fletcher was the traitor, and Mad-Eye Moody is dead now, and George got his ear blown off. Dang. Harry has nightmares about Horcruxes and Dumbledore's death, and he tries to sneak out because he feels guilty about people dying while they're trying to protect him. Ron hears him leave and tells him, no way, you're not going anywhere by yourself. Ron's a good friend, you guys. Harry says again that they've got to focus on getting Horcruxes in order to defeat Valdi the Baldy, but Ron's like, hey, we got to go to my brother Bill's wedding first. The new Minister of Magic comes by and tells Harry, Ron, and Hermione that Dumbledore left them some stuff in his will. Ron gets a deluminator, which is the thing Dumbledore used to take the lights out of the lampposts in the 1st movie. Hermione gets a kid's book called The Tales of Beedle the Bard, and Harry gets 2 things, the golden snitch that he got in his first Quidditch match and the sword of Godric Gryffindor. However, the sword of Gryffindor is missing apparently. Then everybody goes to Bill Weasley's wedding and people have a good time and there's some new faces. Luna Lovegood's dad is called Xenophilius Lovegood. Also, there's a reporter named Elphias Doge who wrote a eulogy for Dumbledore. Harry talks to Elphias since he liked what the guy wrote and he was surprised to learn that Dumbledore had a brother. Elphias says, well, there's a lot that people don't know about Dumbledore since he was a pretty private person. There's a mean old lady at the reception who starts talking smack about Dumbledore and him having a checkered past, and she wonders, did Harry really know Dumbledore at all? The fun times end when everybody at the reception gets news that the Minister of Magic is dead. The Death Eaters attack the reception, so Harry, Ron, and Hermione teleport out of there. Now, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are on their own in the Muggle world, so they put on street clothes and go to a diner. But they get attacked in the diner. I think this is the part where I should say, hey, this movie is really different than all the other ones. Nobody's going to class and the teenagers are getting attacked all the time. I'm okay with this though, since this movie's part 1 of 2 for the last book in the series, so it's all about ending the story. I'm more focused on whether this should actually be a 2-part movie or not. The book is apparently really long, so I think it could work for this to be a 2-part. So they all go to Sirius Black's house, and after getting through some security measures, they realize it's safe there. They find a room labeled Regulus Arcturus Black, and the initials are RAB, so they think he's the guy who took the Slytherin fake Horcrux locket from Valdi the Baldy that Harry and Dumbledore found at the end of the last movie. They talk with Sirius Black's grumpy house elf named Creature and ask what's up with the locket situation. Creature says yes, the real Horcrux locket was in the Sirius Black Regulus Black house, but Mundungus Fletcher stole it. Ginny and Neville and other kids are hanging out on the train to Hogwarts, and some Death Eaters get on the train and ask where Harry Potter is, but Neville says no, he's not here and you guys are dummies. It's cool to see that Neville is getting brave now. Meanwhile, it turns out that the new Minister of Magic is a guy named Pius Thickness who works for Valdi the Baldy. They're saying that Harry Potter is public enemy number 1 and starting to spread disturbing propaganda that muggles are dangerous to wizards. Creature comes back to the Sirius Black Regulus Black house with Mundungus Fletcher, and Dobby is tagging along too. The teenagers and house elves interrogate Mundungus Fletcher, and he admits that he sold the real Horcrux locket to Dolores Umbridge, the evil teacher from the 5th movie. Aw man, I thought that lady was a goner after the Centaurs took her away. I've got a feeling that she's gonna be a problem. Again. So Harry, Ron, and Hermione take Polyjuice Potion to look like some grown-ups, and they sneak into the Ministry of Magic by stepping into a toilet and flushing themselves into it. Gross. The vibe there is not good since the bad guys are in charge now and they hate muggles. Harry, Ron, and Hermione have to split up in order to not blow their cover, even though Umbridge literally gets in the elevator with Hermione. Harry causes a diversion and gets into Umbridge's office, and he sees that Umbridge has a hit list with all of the Order of the Phoenix names on it. Harry links up with Ron and finds out that Umbridge is putting people on trial for no reason in the courtroom with a ton of Dementors in it. She's wearing the locket, so Harry gets it from her right as the Polyjuice Potion is wearing off. There's a funny bit where an innocent lady they saved from the bogus trial kisses the guy who looks like her husband, but she accidentally kissed Ron right before he changed back to normal. Then Harry, Ron, and Hermione all get busted and they're chased out of the Ministry of Magic. Now they're all in the forest in the middle of nowhere. Ron is badly injured, but luckily Hermione's got a bag with a ton of stuff in it, so they set up camp. Plus, she casts a protective spell over the area, so they should be safe for now. She's very prepared. So Harry and Hermione tried to destroy the Horcrux locket, but they don't know how to do it. Ron thinks it's odd that Dumbledore didn't give Harry any instructions about how to destroy Horcruxes. Oh, by the way, Harry keeps having visions about Valdi the Baldy harassing this guy named Grigorovich and asking about where something is that he really wants. Harry's been wearing the locket, so he starts getting mad for no reason, and Hermione says, hey, take off the locket. It's an evil thing, so its influence is making you mad. Don't wear it anymore. Then some Death Eaters start sniffing around. Luckily, Harry and Hermione realize Hermione's protective spells are working, and the Death Eaters can't spot them. But just to be careful, the 3 of them are now on the run, moving from one place to another every day. Ron starts looking at Harry and Hermione and getting dumb ideas in his head. I think he's being corrupted by the locket or something. You can tell he thinks that Harry and Hermione have like a romantic vibe or something. I'm like, nah, they're just friends. Unless... Anyway, Hermione realizes that the Sword of Gryffindor destroyed a Horcrux before with a Basilisk Fang, and the Sword of Gryffindor has Basilisk Venom in it or something, so they could use it to destroy more Horcruxes once they find it. Ron shows up and he's all bitter and starts an argument, and we realize that he's wearing the locket. Ah, okay. Ron's being all ridiculous and stuff because he's got the locket on. Because to be honest, he has no right to be jealous of Harry and Hermione. They've done nothing wrong, plus Hermione's been in love with Ron since like the 4th movie, and Ron's a dummy for not realizing it sooner. Also, as they say, you attract more flies with honey than with vinegar. Ron, if you want Hermione to like you, then you gotta be nice to her. Duh! Later, it's nighttime and Harry and Hermione are sad, so he turns the radio to a romantic-sounding song and he convinces Hermione to dance. Now, I think it should be said that the dance part seemed like a way for them to have fun for a few minutes and forget about all the bad stuff that's going on, not like a romantic kissy thing. The next morning, Harry is looking at the snitch and he presses it to his lips and some writing pops up on it that says, I open at the close. Also, Hermione finds a spooky symbol on the first page of the book Dumbledore gave her, and she recognizes that Luna Lovegood's dad wears that symbol too. Harry and Hermione look for the Godric Gryffindor sword in a place called Godric's Hollow, which I think makes sense. That's where Harry was born and where his parents are buried. The weird symbol from Hermione's book is on one of the graves. Apparently, it's Christmas Eve now. Harry and Hermione certainly are getting closer as friends. I kind of wonder if... Nah, they're not gonna smooch. Are they? Apparently, a lady is watching them, so Harry and Hermione go say hi, and the lady's name is Bathilda Bagshot, and she knew Dumbledore. She's not saying anything, though. They find there's a picture in Bathilda's house of the guy who stole the wand from Grigorovich in Harry's dream, and then suddenly the Bathilda Bagshot lady turns into Valdi the Baldy snake pet Nagini. So Nagini attacks them, but they blast the snake and get out of there. Also, I noticed Harry and Hermione have just been on their own for a while. Ron was being a jerk, true, but I've got a feeling that they need him and he needs them. Anyway, Harry's wand got busted in the snake fight. Whoops. Also, Hermione recognizes that the wizard in the photo at the snake house was a dark wizard named Grindelwald. That night, Harry is keeping a lookout with Hermione's wand, and he sees a Patronus shaped like a doe, which is a lady deer, by the way. Harry's probably thinking maybe the doe is like his mom, since his own Patronus looks like a stag, which is a boy deer, by the way. The doe Patronus leads Harry onto a frozen lake, and he can see the sword of Godric Gryffindor on the bottom. Harry tries to get the sword, but the Horcrux Lacus suddenly tries to strangle him. I guess it's an evil thing, and it doesn't want to get busted by the sword, but Ron shows up and saves him. He even grabs the sword too. Ron is back to normal now, since he's not wearing the locket anymore. Harry uses snake language to open the locket, while Ron holds the sword. Then this really creepy and scary shadow fog pops out of it and starts showing Ron all the stuff that scares him. Ron is scared of spiders, so it shows him that. He's scared that Harry and Hermione think he's lame, and that his family thinks Harry is cooler than him, so it shows him that. It even shows him a vision of Harry and Hermione making out with no clothes on. Not for kids. To be fair, I should have said that like right at the beginning of the movie, when the owl got killed. I'm just so wrapped up in it though. These movies are really good, and I really want to see Valdi the Baldy get got. So it's nice to see that Ron pushes past his fears and he kills a locket with the sword. He comes back to the group and Hermione gets really mad at him first for leaving, but Ron shows her that he did good. Plus, the Deluminator thing that Dumbledore gave Ron led him back to her. That's nice. Also, Ron found a wand that Harry can use, so that's cool. Hermione says, okay, new plan. We gotta go talk to Xenophilius Lovegood and talk with him about the symbol thingy since we have no idea where the Horcruxes are, but that guy might. So they all go to Luna's weird house where things are all quirky and stuff. Xenophilius says that weird symbol is about something called the Deathly Hallows, and there's a story behind it. Apparently, there were three brothers traveling along a lonely, winding road at twilight. They used a bridge to cross a river, but Death didn't want them to pass because he thought the brothers using magic to cross his dangerous river was cheating. He said, "Good job, I'll give you all gifts." The oldest asked for the most powerful wand ever. The second brother asked for a stone that can let you talk with dead people, and the third brother asked for an invisibility cloak. It didn't turn out so well for the brothers, of course. The symbol of the Deathly Hallows has a straight line for the wand, a circle for the stone, and the triangle for the invisibility cloak. If somebody has all three, then legend says that person becomes the master of death. At the end of the story, they realize Xenophilius ratted them all out to the Death Eaters since they've kidnapped Luna and he wants to make a trade. Death Eaters attack the house, so Harry, Ron, and Hermione teleport out of there. But then they get chased and caught by these bad guys called Snatchers, like immediately. Right before they get caught, Harry has a vision of Valdi the Baldy talking with Grindelwald in jail and learning that the Elder Wand is in Dumbledore's grave. When they get caught, Hermione zaps Harry with a spell that makes him look ugly, but he still kind of looks like Harry Potter, so they take him to the Malfoy's house. So they're at the Malfoy house now with Bellatrix Lestrange. Not good. She realizes that one of the Snatchers took the sword of Gryffindor off them, so Bellatrix kills the Snatchers and imprisons the boys downstairs with Luna and Mr. Ollivander, the wand maker guy, while she takes Hermione upstairs. Bellatrix is like torturing Hermione for information about how the Gryffindor sword got out of the Gringotts Bank and into the lake. Downstairs in Malfoy jail, Harry pulls this mirror shard out of his shoe since he thinks he sees Dumbledore in it, and he asks for help. Suddenly, Dobby shows up. He gets Luna and Ollivander out of there and knocks out Peter Pettigrew, so Harry and Ron get out of Malfoy jail. Harry takes Peter Pettigrew's wand, and he and Ron fight the Death Eaters, but Bellatrix Lestrange threatens to kill Hermione. Lucius Malfoy is going to call Valdi the Baldy, but Dobby causes a diversion, gets Mommy Malfoy's wand, and teleports them all out of there. But Bellatrix Lestrange threw a dagger at them while Dobby was doing the teleporting, and Dobby gets hit, and Dobby dies? What the heck? This is not okay. Dobby was nice and not like ultra powerful or anything. He was just happy to have friends and trying to help his friends. Okay, I'm mad now. I'm officially mad. This movie is good and the bad guys kill the good guys, so I'm mad because I care, kind of mad. Oh man, if I was there, you guys, all these Death Eater people would run for the hills because they would get chomped. Ugh. Valdi the Baldy and Bellatrix Lestrange and a lot of these Death Eater people better get gotten part 2 or I swear. Anyway, woof. This movie is a lot. So Harry, Ron, and Hermione bury Dobby, and they take a moment to be sad, and that's okay. Valdi the Baldy goes to an island in the middle of nowhere, opens up Dumbledore's grave, and takes the Elder Wand. He blasts a bolt of lightning up in the air, and the movie ends. For now. This movie is dark and upsetting, and not for kids. Like, at all. Because it's really violent and has a lot of murder and some torture and naked teenagers. However, it's a great story about friendships being tested during a time of war, and it's honestly impressive that these movies are still really cool when they're on the 7th one. Also, I'm really excited for the part 2 movie, so I'll say this is okay for teenagers and good for grown-ups.